Welcome, everybody. I'm excited to be here. My name is Eric Johnston, creator and CEO of Teamzy. And thank you so much for having me tonight. And here's what's going to happen over the next little bit. I'm going to try to squeeze as much as I can into the time that we have together, because I just believe really strongly that you guys are here for some value. So I'm going to try to pack it up. So here's what I want to do. I'm going to show you Teamzy. How many of you are using Teamzy already? Anybody using it already? Okay, a couple of you. So I'm going to show you Teamzy. It's a software application that makes your life so unbelievably easy building the business. Okay, so I'm going to show you that. You guys are going to love it. I'll show you how to set it up. It's super easy. I'll show you how to crush a power hour, right? And so the whole idea, for those of you who don't know me, is, you know, this is my thing, power hour boss. We want you guys to be able to get your business building done in less than an hour a day. That's why we built Teamzy. So I'm going to show you all that. Before I dive into it, though, I do want to teach you a little bit about relationship marketing. Relationship marketing is the system Teamzy's built upon. Okay, so you need to kind of understand that concept just a touch, and then we'll dive into Teamzy. And then for those of you who aren't ready to sleep, I'll stay around for some Q&A. So if you have questions at the end, feel free to hang out. We are recording the call, so if you're furiously taking notes and you miss something, it will be recorded for you. Okay, great. And I think I'm going to get everybody muted just to be sure here. There it is. All right, so you guys still have the ability to unmute yourselves. So if the spirit moves you, you can do that, but we'll keep it muted just to keep me from being too distracted. Okay, so first thing I want to share with you is this. Can you see my presentation? Okay, great. So this is what I want to talk to you about first. How to systemize your success with relationship marketing to become a power hour boss. How to systemize your success with relationship marketing to become a power hour boss. And it's just a little backstory on me. I'm the creator of Teamzy, which is great. I love Teamzy, it's amazing. But my background is I'm not a network marketing guy for the last whatever many years. My background is as a professional business coach and consultant. I've been teaching people how to build relationship marketing based businesses for 21 years. I just passed 20 now. I'm on 21 years, which is pretty cool. About 6 years ago, we launched Teamzy, and that was to help specifically network marketing people understand how to build relationship marketing based business. This happened to me because it became a passion point for me because I fell into the network marketing opportunity by accident. How many of you guys would say that's your experience too? I just found some products I loved. I was sharing them. People were buying them based on my recommendation. I wasn't getting paid for it. It seemed like a no-brainer that I should be. My wife kind of smacked me in the head and said, you need to go represent that company that you love because everyone's buying it based on what you're saying. And so I took a look at the business opportunity. And this was about 8 years ago. I took a look at the business opportunity. I said, wow, what an amazing, I always kind of believed the negative, the fake press, the fake news about network marketing. But when I looked at the opportunity, I thought, wow, what a great opportunity. You can start your own business with zero investment. Somebody else handles all the headache part of the business and you just get to build. This is a great concept. And so I dove in, both feet went for it, and it was a lot of fun. And I found it was a great outlet for some of my entrepreneurial passion too. But what I found right away, and I'm not going to spend too much time on this because I think you guys will understand and relate to this immediately. What I found right away is that the way most people were doing the business and the way they wanted me to do it was leaving me feeling icky at the end of the day. Can anybody relate to that? I was feeling like the icky salesperson. I was being told to do things that I felt were disingenuous. They didn't match up with the way I taught business owners to build their business, and didn't make sense to me. And so I kind of flat out refused to do it. And what I realized was that network marketing was in desperate need of the relationship marketing system, because so many authentic, amazing people are attracted to this business, but are not attracted to feeling icky, feeling like they're an icky salesperson, feeling like they have to be real pushy, salesy type thing, right? Can any of you guys relate to that? And a lot of people, biggest objection I got when talking about the business was, I don't want to be that person. And so it's like, you don't have to be, there's a better way to do it. And so that better way is relationship. So anyways, long story short, I jumped in. It was a great opportunity. Here's a shot of the family. And I got a couple of my puppies in the back. I figured with this crowd, I can keep the dogs in the room, right? You guys don't mind. Yeah, they're snoozing. Oh, you can't see the big one. He's on the floor. It's right here. There he is.
Every Zoom call we do is bring your dog or your cat to work night.
See,
So,
there you go. So you guys are all good with it. So if they get up and start making a ruckus, you won't care. So
no.
anyways, my point was I loved being a business coach. I still do some consulting work because I love it so much. The challenge I had was I never saw my family. I was always working, constantly working. My family never saw me. My kids saw me. They were in their pajamas when they saw me. I left in the morning. They were in pajamas. I came home at night after work. They were back in pajamas. I used to tease my wife, say, do they have clothes other than pajamas? And, for me, it was, yes, I wanted to make more money. I wanted to have independence, but more than anything, I wanted time with my family. I felt like, what's the point working so hard if I never get to see my kids while they're growing up? Right. And so I dove right in to building my business. The challenge I quickly came up against was this: who has time to do all this? Right. I had a full-time job, 4 kids, dogs, and now I got to build a business on top of it. And so the first thing I started thinking about was, okay, so if somebody hired me as a consultant, what would I have them do? Well, first thing I would do is I would take an audit of their time and say, how can we save you time? What can we leverage to make you more efficient? Right. So you can get this done quickly. And in many industries, there's software and tools and things that make people efficient. In our industry, there weren't any. So I got together, I took a few smart guys I know, smarter than me, to pizza. It's all I could afford at the time. And I pitched them this idea of building Teamzy with me. And it's been an amazing journey. Just to kind of give you guys what's happened in our first 5 years. We've served more than 150,000 network marketing folks using Teamzy, which is incredible. We're not big tech, we're small tech, which means that those people came by recommendation from friends and team members, just like you're here on Elka's recommendation. So we pride ourselves on that, and we're excited to have you here as part of our family. Also, just to give you an idea of results that people are finding using Teamzy, our active users are averaging 21 new customers and 9 recruits over 90 days. That's the average. How many of you are average people? Better than average? Nobody fell for that. Better than average. All right, good. So better than average. So average people using Teamzy actively, they're getting 21 customers, 9 recruits over 90 days. Not bad. That doesn't sound bad though, does it? Being average wouldn't be bad. So I'll show you in the demo exactly what I mean by active users. So you can get an idea of what it might take, the 30 or 40 minutes a day it might take you to get there. Okay, so let's dive into this topic. Relationship marketing. What is relationship marketing? First off, it's a philosophy of doing business that puts relationships and people ahead of sales and products. It's a philosophy of doing business that puts relationships and people ahead of sales and products. The reason why our industry has a bad reputation is for so many years, well, I shouldn't say it's like it's over. I think most people still do this. Our industry tends to put the sale ahead of the relationship, right? And it's this whole like, hey, go for no, man. It's cool. You just ask everybody. Just ask everybody. And if they say no, you move on. Right. So it's kind of like, okay, that's a very transactional way to treat people that have been my friends and family my entire life. Right. How many of you have a significant other in your life? Can you imagine if you guys, how many of you would be together if the first time one of you said no, that was the end? That was the end of the relationship. Nobody would be, right? Most people are going to say no. So the concept of building your business upon a heap of rejection, hoping to get a yes, doesn't make sense. Nothing works that way. We need to build real relationships. We're going to put the people first. We're going to focus on the relationship first, and you watch how the business grows. Also, relationship marketing is not some abstract feel-good concept, right? We're not going to sing Kumbaya at the end of today's Zoom call. I mean, we can if you guys really want to. I only know the first verse, but you just need to know this is a proven system that we follow. It's a proven system we follow. We always know what to do next. We always know what to do next. Sometimes I hit pros who've been in the business a while, and they're like, Eric, your stuff's just too touchy-feely, man. There's only one way to build a business. It's just, you just got to hit that list and hit it hard. It's like, okay, keep having fun doing that for the next 40 years. Right? Because when you build your business that way, you have to do it again next year the same way. And again, the same way. It's called burnout. It happens really fast. It's about 3 years in this industry. The successful people in this industry burn out in 3 years, unless they figure out how to build relationships. Okay. Also keep going on this concept, relationship marketing. I'm clicking my thing, but I don't want to click too fast because it'll go like 10 slides ahead. There it is. Okay. Relationship marketing is a lead generation system. It's a lead generation system. That's a system that initiates consumer interest or inquiry into the products or services of a business. I know it's a mouthful. Hang in there with me. The bottom line is you're not just salespeople, you're business owners. The business owner has to pick a lead generation system for the business. You have to generate the leads for the business, right? If you owned a restaurant, your primary job is not waiting tables. Your primary job is bringing customers to the restaurant. Make sense? The staff serves. Now, in the beginning, when you start a business, you are the staff. You do everything. How many of you guys can feel that right now? You do everything. Yeah. But you have to understand this about your business. You have to start thinking of it like a business owner. Okay. Your business is lead generation. You are in the lead generation business. Okay. And that is your job. So I want you to get in this mindset. Why is this mindset so important? Because you can be busy and not be productive. Every day, right? All the time. Yes. And if you're not doing work that leads, I'm using the word lead too much, that moves you towards generating new leads, then you didn't work on your business today. You were merely busy, right? So instead of being the restaurant owner today, you were the busboy. Make sense? Okay. Yeah, I know. I'm hitting you guys hard with that one. How many of you guys have worked in restaurants or bars in the past? So you guys are getting all my analogies. Good. You've also had the best sales training in the world and service training in the world. I used to say that, some countries do mandatory military service, which I don't think is a bad idea, but I do think mandatory service, like restaurants, service industry, I think that should be a year everyone should do, don't you? Especially like mega rich people. Okay, here we go. Next principle. Next principle, developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business, not just a nice thing, it's your duty. Okay, so you're in the lead generation business. In other words, you need to meet new people so that you can build a relationship with them. Are you guys getting this? It's pretty simple. Our job is to create relationships. To create relationships. That was a big puppy groan. I don't know if you guys could hear him, but you didn't hear him? He was like, he does these great groans. Okay. He's how many months are you now? 7 months? 7-month-old rot. He's a baby. Why do we need to develop relationships? Why is that the focus? Because what we're going to do with relationships is we're going to turn them into advocates. We're going to turn relationships into advocates. Okay. And we do it by investing time and providing outstanding service. This is why the go for no concept is so foolish. Because a sale is a sale, great, but a relationship could be worth dozens, hundreds, even thousands of sales and recruits. Because we build advocates, right? We build advocates. And I'm here to tell you that there are going to be people in your life who care about you, who trust you, who admire you, who don't have any need or desire for your products whatsoever. But they're still worth the time and energy because they can become huge advocates for your business. They can be so fired up about the mission you're on that they want to introduce other people to you. Does this make sense? I wish I had more time to go off on every tangent I want to. But if we have time in the Q&A, say, Eric, go back to that advocate tangent and I'll tell you guys a story. Okay, let's keep going. Next principle, relationship marketing depends on trust. Relationship marketing depends on trust. In other words, if you're a jerk, this ain't going to work. And this is so important. I used to do this presentation. This was my only slide. Relationship marketing depends on trust. And I talked for an hour because it's so important. And this is what makes me crazy about our industry in so many ways. And I think the fact that this message resonates is why I'm still here 6 years later talking to you guys today. I feel like there's so much that we do in this industry that's not genuine. Some of it's downright dishonest. Have you guys come across people that are downright dishonest? Yeah. And they've given us all a bad reputation, right? But then there's other things that are like techniques that just feel weird, like they don't really feel right, right? And so I want you guys to understand something. If you're going to build a relationships-based business, which is the easiest, most fun, most fulfilling way to do this business, you can't do anything disingenuous. Even just a little bit, even the little sneaky things they tell you to do on social media that drive me crazy. DM me for details on my new business. It's like, just tell me what the heck your business is. Why are you hiding it from me? Can you imagine if you walked into a store and you were like, hey, what kind of store is this? And they're like, well, sir, why don't you walk on back to the back room and we'll tell you. You'd be like, I'm running for my life right now, right? Are you guys with me? How many of you guys get like relate to this? It's like, I'm not a child to be manipulated. If you're interested in talking to me about your business, talk to me about your business. Otherwise, I'll move on. Okay. Relationship marketing depends on trust. Little tangent there. But here's the good news. When people trust you even just a little bit, this work is so much fun. It's so much fun working with people who trust you. You don't have to sell them or convince them. You get right to helping them, right? How many of you have had this experience? It's like, oh, what a breath of fresh air. Just show me what you got. I'm in, man. Tell me what you got. I'm here. I'm ready to go. Okay, great. Let's do it. Also, trust removes the ickiness from the sales process. So if you're a wimp like me who can't stand rejection, trust removes the ickiness, which is cool. And also you get to go for yes. No more going for no. We're going for yes. It might not be a yes on the first conversation. Wasn't for my wife either. Or the 10th conversation. But eventually I wore her down and here we are, right? So it's all good. We're going to get to go for yes over time by investing in that relationship. So how do you build trust? I'm going to leave you with some simple things you can do, and then we'll dive into Teamzy. So whether or not you use Teamzy, you're going to have these nuggets here to apply in the business. Okay. So make sure you guys are taking notes. Number one, well, first, let me tell you, there's 4. I'm going to teach you 4 essential ingredients to building trust. Here they are really quick, and then we'll break them out. Number 1 is chemistry. Okay. Number 1 is chemistry. Number 2 is character. Okay. Character is number 2. Number 3 is competence. Okay, competence. And number 4 is consistency. Chemistry, character, competence, consistency. All right, you guys got those? Do you know how many months it took me to get them all to start with C? Took a little refining, but I got there eventually. Those little things, you know, they're important. All right, so chemistry. Chemistry is creating a connection with someone. Simple. Chemistry is creating a connection with someone. Where do you have common ground with them? What is it about you they can relate to? This is super important because I want you guys to get an important concept. Everyone wants to do business with a friend. Everyone wants to do business with a friend. They want to like you. Okay, so we got to take some time to create connection. We got to take some time to find common ground. Now, even if you're kind of introspective and not real outgoing, that's okay. I'm kind of like that too, believe it or not. People are always like, you're introspective. Yeah, you should see me. This is like easy because it's like one-on-one through my computer. You should see me in a crowd. Okay, here's the thing though. If you take some time to get to know people, ask some questions, you'll find you have things in common with people. You'll find you have things in common with people. I think the fact that you guys are helping pets makes it so much easier to start that conversation, doesn't it? Because it's such a positive emotion. It's like, can you imagine if you were selling car parts? You'd be like, so tell me about your car. My car's a piece of, oh shoot, okay, right? So this is so much better at your pet stuff. But the idea here is that we want to take a minute to create connection. People don't want to do business with people they don't like. They want to do business with a friend. Number 2 is character. Character is where you demonstrate how much you care and that you're relatable. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you're relatable. So this is kind of an interesting thing because we think of character as something we have, right? Like I'm a person, I have good character, don't you think? Well, how would you know what my character is? See, we think it's something we carry around attached, like, oh, if I add up everything I did in my life, I did more good things than bad, so I have good character. No, character is, it doesn't matter what you've done in your life. Character is what you're doing right now. Character is what you're doing right now. It's how you're demonstrating care for others. It's how you're showing people that you're focused on them and not yourself. Does this make sense? Oh my gosh, we live in a world right now that is so like in need of character, isn't it? It's like everybody's out for themselves. Everybody's trying to force you to do stuff. It's like, let's get focused on how we can show other people we care. So this is important. I want you guys to understand this. If you were to say, Eric, what's the most important marketing thing I need to do in my business? It's your character. This is your marketing. This is how you take care of customers and prospects, how you communicate, how you follow up, how professional you are. Are you helpful in putting through the orders, right? But it's more than that. It's how you show up on social media. What kind of posts are you posting? Are they helpful? How do you drive your car on the highway? Are you a maniac or are you pretty courteous to others, right? Do you, Don't put your company's bumper sticker on the car and then drive like a maniac, right? Like that's not good marketing. Return the shopping cart in the Target parking lot. Do you do stuff like that? Like people are watching. Are you showing that you care for others in your daily, in how you go about your business? This is huge. Okay, just a little joke about, seriously though, about driving like a maniac. If you feel like you might be too aggressive as a driver, this is really helpful to me because I'm kind of an aggressive driver, is you put like a bumper sticker or a license plate frame that's a statement of your faith on your car, and it makes you drive more carefully, right? Because you're representing a bigger brand. It's just something I say. Okay, so here we go. Character, how you're showing up, how you're demonstrating how much you care for others. And the next one is competence. Okay, again, competence is something that you have to demonstrate. You can't just be good at what you do. You got to be demonstrating that you're good at what you do and that you're a good business person. This is huge because I don't have to choose you as my rep. I choose somebody else. Why would I? I need to know that you are good enough at what you do to help me with my problem. Can you help me solve my problem? Are you knowledgeable about these products? Why should I get these products? Right? Your pet food's a lot more expensive than Alpo. Why should I get it? Can you tell me? Can you educate me? Right? Elka's like, heck yeah, let me turn on my microphone. I'll do it right now. No, it's okay. I didn't mean literally right now. But the point is, are you good at what you do? Can you solve my problems for me? If you want me to purchase from you, it's more than just like, I got a distributorship, so you should buy from me. Does it make sense? You have to be a sponge. You have to learn about your products. You have to learn about the competition's products. You have to be prepared to talk about it. And you can't just know this stuff. You have to be showing it. You have to be, that's where you're doing on social media, as you're sharing your new knowledge and things like this, right? The next piece is, why should I join your team? Can you mentor me in this business? Who are you? Like maybe you're just my fun cousin I've seen with your pants on backwards a few times at family weddings, right? Oh, wait a second. A couple of you are laughing too hard at that one. My point is why should I suddenly think that you're a business tycoon? Make sense? For a lot of us, it was a major transition from the life we've led to now, oh my gosh, I'm learning how to build a business. Come join me. Your friends and family are like, I love you, but like, that's not your thing. So you got to show people this journey towards becoming a business person, right? And so in the beginning, when you're new, who's new on the call? I know we've got a bunch of leaders on the call, so you guys are giggling, but when you're new, it's like small milestones, but you need to share them. When you sign up a couple people and corporate gives you a gift bag, like celebrate it, show it off, like so that people see that you're getting results. Does it make sense? When you win a free vacation, make a huge deal out of that. Like all of these things, these milestones in your business, you need to be sharing it so people go, oh my gosh, wow, look, she's doing great at this. And it starts to build trust in your competence as somebody who could mentor them in the business. Now, here's one more thing I just want to say on competence before I move on. And I know I'm taking up too much time. Is this helpful so far though? All right, good. So it makes me feel better about my tangents. When you're new in the business, a lot of times there's this, maybe not even new, when you haven't reached success yet. Okay, so you feel like you're new, even if you've been in a couple of years. There's this pressure sometimes to pretend you're more successful than you're not, right? Show off a little bit, whatever. It's the fake it till you make it idea. And so I just want to remind you guys, we're working on building trust right now, so we can't do anything disingenuous. So forget the fake it till you make it thing. In fact, the truth is the fake it till you make it. Do you guys know where that term comes from? Fake it till you make it was coined by Zig Ziglar. Have you guys ever heard of Zig Ziglar? Anyone heard of Zig Ziglar? Yeah. So Zig Ziglar coined that term, and in reference to when you don't feel motivated to pretend you are. It's about attitude, not about being fake. Does it make sense? Okay. But here's what I want you guys to know as an encouragement. When you're new or when you haven't been successful yet, you don't need to pretend to be something you're not. What you need to do is you need to highlight the successes of your teammates. You need to show off your upline. You need to tell the stories of your friends in the business. And so that people know when they're joining you, they're plugging into a successful team. Does it make sense? So I love, is it okay if I do a sports analogy? Are you guys cool with that? All right, so I'm gonna do a sports analogy. Years ago, when I started working for one of my mentors years ago, who's top real estate coach in the real estate business, he used to talk about the New York Yankees. Now, I'm not a New York Yankee. Any New York Yankee haters or fans? Any fans? We got a hater. Okay, so look, this is just an analogy. Okay, I'm not a New York Yankees fan either, but in the in the early 2000s, they won all the time. They were always winning, right? So they were like the most winningest team in baseball at the time. And he used to tell this story. He told me the story the day I joined his company. So I was like the newbie. He said, you haven't done anything yet in your career. You're brand new. You don't know anything. Nobody knows who you are. But when you walked in these doors, you put on the Yankee pinstripes. He says a rookie who joins the most winningest team, when a rookie joins a championship team, it doesn't matter that they haven't ever stepped on the field. They put on the uniform. They're part of a winning team. They're a champion. Does this make sense? And so you guys need to understand that too as new people. You need to live that out. You need to take pride in the fact that you made the decision to join this team. Tell the team story, leverage the team's experience until you build it yourself. Make sense? Okay. You can still be that fun cousin at weddings, but now you're also a business tycoon they want to follow. Okay. So let's talk about this principle behind these three real quick before we jump to number 4. These are based on a really basic principle for relationship building, business building. Make sure you guys write this down. This is a huge principle. When somebody's thinking of doing business with you, they really only care about 3 things. Can I trust you? Do you care about me? And are you good at what you do? Can I trust you? Do you care about me? Are you good at what you do? Man, we should use these to pick politicians too, shouldn't we? Okay, anyways, that's a side note. We're not going to go there. Okay, the point on this is they may not say these questions out loud. These are more things they feel in their heart, right? I call them heart questions. But if they don't feel good about you, like if they're not sure they can trust you, if they think that you're self-centered and not putting them first, if they're not sure that you're competent, they're not going to do business with you. Make sense? Not only will they not do business with you, they'll probably go out of their way to help other people avoid doing business with you. How many of you have worked with a company or an individual that you found was untrustworthy, selfish, and you severed all business ties immediately? And then what did you do? You told all your friends and family, right? Forget it. I have this group text chat of the men in my church, right? So these are like all the dads and all of the leaders in our community. And when somebody ticks me off, guess what I do? I tell the group immediately. I mean, you think about the damage all of us can do through I don't put it on social media or something. I put it in this text chat. You'd be surprised how much influence a small business can, when you violate these things. Now, here's the good news. When people know that they can trust you, when you've demonstrated that, when they know you care about them, when they know that you're good at what you do, you now have an advocate. An advocate is somebody who goes out of their way to find new people for your business. And what's amazing is when you do this, when you plant advocates everywhere. The whole point of this talk is to help you guys learn how to build an army of advocates. People who are actively trying to build your business for you. Why? Because they're excited for what you're doing. And you do it. You guys are advocates for others and for businesses all the time. It's the way we're wired. We want to help each other. So this is the goal. Okay, you with me? Okay, number 4. Consistency. Yeah, Karen's nodding at me. We got to do work. It's all so fun, but we got to do the work, don't we? Got to do the work. Got to do the work. It's January. We're going to be consistent at everything this year, right? Yes. So far, so good. I started today, Monday the 3rd. I'm consistent in every good habit today. How many of you guys are there today? You did great. Yeah, did great. I did devotional time. I read a book. I worked out. I'm eating great. I'm 1 for 1. But here's the thing, all joking aside, consistency is what matters, isn't it? Consistency is what matters. If you want to be successful, got to do consistently. Now I'm going to show you guys the software makes it easy to be consistent. It's still going to take a little gumption though. You're still going to have to get in there and do it. But consistency is going to help you be successful in anything. But also what I love about consistency is it's the best way to build trust. So you're going to be consistent in doing the right things. It's going to help you be successful, and it's going to build trust with your prospects and your clients and your team. You know what's so funny is, you guys ever well, how many of you have kids or yeah, or have raised kids? Yes, you guys have probably had a child swear to you the truth. I swear it's the truth. I swear. Dad, I swear. It's like, so you're lying then, right? Because somebody who has to swear they're telling the truth are consistently not telling the truth. They're trying to tell you this is an exception. So consistency is how we build trust. And then what I love about this too is that this principle that people actually respect consistency and they desire it for themselves. People respect consistency and they desire it for themselves. So as you're being consistent, doing the important things, which we'll talk about in a second to build your business, you're actually drawing people to you. People are drawn to it. They want to be around it. It's inspiring them. Have any of you said, how many of you are active on social media? Okay, good. Have you found people message you and say things like, you're such an inspiration. You're so inspiring. And it's like, inspiring? I mean, thank you, but what is it? What do you think it is about you that's inspiring them? It's most likely your consistency. Does this make sense? So consistency builds trust and it brings people to you. And then what happens is people want to be part of the team. The team dynamic becomes stronger than the pull of the business. It's like, I love this community of people, you know, right? I can't wait to see you guys at a conference. I can't wait to hang out. So the desire to be around other people, striving, trying to be consistent, trying to be better. It's a big deal. Okay. All right. So let's talk about this a little bit. How many of you are good products of your product? You're using your products, you're sharing your products. Okay, good, right? You've got to be, you can't do this without that, right? And I already asked who's sharing on social media. It's important that we're sharing on social media, right? Social media, I'll be honest with you guys, I have a love-hate relationship with social media. How many of you guys have a love-hate relationship with social media? So it's okay. It's like, this is like the white elephant in the room. I just want to address it. The truth is that you can be irritated by social media, but don't underestimate what a gift it is to your business, right? And it's a way for you to communicate and share with vast numbers of people who you wouldn't get a chance to come across in the world. And so just look at it that way and go for it. Okay. So it's important that we're products of the product. It's important that we're connecting on social media. All those things are important. They're crucial even. But what really matters, the real checkup from the neck up is this question. Are you as consistent with your relationships? Are you as consistent with your relationships? What I mean is, like, are you consistent about staying in touch with people? Or are you just, you know, hanging it all on social media? Now, I'll tell you, when I started my business, coming from consulting where we're teaching people to build business, you know, social media wasn't really a thing for a long time. Like, it was a new thing. And so when I started my network marketing business, I was like, social media is awesome. This is so great. And it was so easy for a minute. How many of you found it was real easy for a minute and then it got harder, right? And so what I realized was I needed to get back to fundamentals, which is that social media is a gift. But if you want to build relationships, it's a contact sport, which means you got to be in one-on-one contact with people. You got to be in contact with people one-on-one. Okay. Now, if you said, Eric, how do I become the most fabulous, amazing network marketing guru in the world? I would say you need to be in regular contact with everyone you've ever met. You'd be like, oh my gosh. So I know your time is scarce, which is why we built Teamzy. It makes it super easy. Okay, you guys will see what I mean in a minute. But I want you to understand this principle. This is the big principle for the night. We're going to jump into Teamzy in a second. Investing time in connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Investing time in connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. You guys got that written down? Just really quick. Stop the share. I want to see your faces for a quick second. Okay, let's see here. Gallery, there you are. Turn on your cameras if you're dressed. I want to see your faces for a second. Okay, so I have to do the if you're dressed because I've done enough Zooms that there's been some crazy stuff. Okay, so we don't want that tonight, right? Okay. Just real quick, how many of you have ever received from somebody you care? Oh, we just had a holiday, so maybe you just recently got one, like a card or a letter from somebody you love that had that handwritten message, right? And so when you read it, oh my gosh, got you right in the heartstrings. Anybody sappy like me? Like the card better than the present? Yeah. Have you guys ever received a card like that? Okay, so everyone's thinking of one or two cards that they received. did you keep it? Do you still have it somewhere? How many of you have a drawer or a crate or a box full of these special cards and letters? Yeah, isn't it amazing how we all save these things? They have a lingering impact on us. We want to keep them. Here's what's amazing is tonight after the call, if you remember, go into that pile and randomly pull one out and read it. I bet it has the same emotional impact, or if not more than it did the first time you read it. It's incredible, right? Now, by comparison, have you ever received one of these? This is a birthday postcard that I get from my life insurance salesperson. A couple of you are nodding. Yeah, you get these from businesses, right? My dentist sends me one every once in a while, and it's like a little happy birthday wish. Now, is this a nice thing to get? How many of you have saved these? Like you've got a drawer full of these little posts. No, these don't get saved. Why don't these get saved? So let's look at the principle I just taught you. You have to connect personally. This is a bulk mail out. It's not personal, right? We know it's a bulk mail out because it says, here's to another great year of you, wishing you all the best. Who am I? You don't even know my name? The address says Johnson. It's like not even the mailing database knows my first name, right? So this is not personal. The second piece is that this required no investment of time. And since I know he invested no time in this, it doesn't have any value. Are you with me? It's a personal connection, and an investment of time is how you deepen relationships. And any marketing approach for your business, remember, you guys are business owners. I'm talking to you guys as business owners. Any marketing approach that doesn't require an investment of your personal time and a personal connection is going to be received the way we receive these postcards, by the end person. Does it make sense? Aren't you guys marketed to like crazy? How many of them make a deep impact? Now, it's one thing for Lululemon to send my wife a postcard saying they're having a sale, and she may go look at that. But our business is person to person, true? It's based on trust. So we need to focus in on this. Now, do you need to be sitting down every day at your desk writing beautiful letters to everybody that you care about? No. However, if you can think of a reason to do a handwritten card to somebody, they'll keep it forever. They really will, right? I always tell people you should get some beautiful cards with your logo on them made for when you can think of a great reason to send them a personal card, because they'll keep it forever. Okay. But my point is that there is a way to invest just a few seconds, which is what I'm going to show you in Teamzy. We're going to invest a few seconds of time in each person to make that huge impact, to deepen the relationship. And Teamzy's got a system that organizes it for you so that it takes a very little amount of time. Does this make sense? Are you guys with me? Okay. Where are we? So just going back to this one last time, and then I'm going to dive into Teamzy. This is all great. How many of you guys so far have found this to be helpful? Okay, great. See, and I haven't even shown you Teamzy yet. This is great. But here's the thing. This is all, so far I've showed you relationship marketing. I wanted you guys to understand why it's the best way to do the business and why it's going to help you. But you need a system. You can't just have the philosophy. You need a way to stay in contact with all of your relationships. You need to know when to contact them. You need to know what you're going to say. How many of you guys struggle with what to say? So you need to know what to say, and you need to make sure that nobody falls through the cracks. Okay. And so we built Teamzy to address these things. Let me dive in really quick. We'll share Teamzy with you. Let's see here. I'm logged in, and I just noticed that we do not have a special version of Teamzy for you guys yet.
Nope, we do not.
That would be a goal for us to talk about.
Yes,
Yeah.
And I totally agree. So how I stumbled upon this, because I cannot take credit for reaching out to this, is I've been struggling personally in my business. I've been in PawTree for 8 years. I'm a founding member, and I've completely lost control of all of my contacts. And I have major ADHD that is set in my adult woman life. You're welcome. And I was looking for something. So I went to our PawTree leader page and I was like, hey, what are you guys using for CRMs? And I've been using Asana, and I've tried Trello and the paper and Books and all of the files, and it just nothing has worked. And there was probably 5 or 6 company leaders who are, a few of them are on here tonight, like Tim and Kristen and that, who were like, we use Teamzy. And I was like, oh my gosh. Well, I had forgot I had tried a 2-week trial, like, I don't know, 3 years ago. And so I went back and I'm like, well, if they're using it, I'm buying in right now. And so I bought in the beginning of December, and I just started using it because I was like, if I really love this and it works for me, then I'm going to share it with everybody. And so that was kind of how I got into it. Is personally, as I reached out, I was looking for something after all these years, and everybody was like, oh, we're already using this, finally jump on board. So I'm really hoping that if somebody hasn't already paved the way, that this could be the call, but we paved the way to make PawTree, bring it more personalized for us.
Yeah, well, I'll follow up with you after this call, and
Okay.
we'll see what we can do to get a personalized version for you guys. Okay, so we do have lots of different versions, network specific versions, but let me show you this. Okay, let's share this real quick. First off, I want you guys to know you can go to teamzy.com, teamzy.com, and start a free trial for 2 weeks. You can try it. Everything I'm going to show you, you can try for free. Okay, so teamzy.com, we won't ask for your credit card or anything weird. We just want you to use it. Okay, so when you log in, this is what you're going to see. This is kind of the welcome page of the setup wizard. How many of you are really super great at technology? All right, who's a little bit, he's like, yeah, all right, good. Well, you're going to be like, oh, this is boring. It's too easy. How many of you guys are a little intimidated by technology? So I love technology, but I'm not a techie, meaning it has to be like chimp simple for me. Okay, so I honestly struggle. So we built this for me, and I can do it, which means you guys can do it. So the setup wizard is super easy to set it up. There's a little video for me. We'll skip that. You just click on the next buttons. Okay. And the first thing I want you to see in here is this page where we're going to set your income goal. How much money do you want to be making? Simple, right? Set an income goal. Now you can see my goal was $150,000. That was my salary I was trying to replace, right? So what's your goal? If you want it to be higher, you can slide it up. If you want it to be lower, you can slide it down. Okay, so wherever you want it. Now, as I change this goal, you notice that these numbers in the circles above, they change. So Teamzy knows how much work I need to do to hit my goal in a year. So at 150, let me put it back to where it was. At 150,000, I need to connect with 9 prospects, 6 customers, and 4 distributors each day. Okay, so the distributors are your pet pros. Are you guys with me? Okay, so that's my goal. 19 connects a day, 5 days a week. Yes, it's only 5 days a week. For those of you who didn't know, it's only 5 days a week. Okay, it's based on a 250-day year. So Teamzy knows exactly what I need to do. So once you have your goal set, click continue, and we'll go set up your Teamzy in the background, setting up to your goals. Each one of you have a customized dashboard with customized targets. The next step is we're going to get all your contacts into Teamzy. Okay, so what I love about this too is if you're not really sure, maybe you don't have contacts, you're just getting into this, you don't really have a list or anything, you can just import all your Facebook friends or your, you can import your social media lists to Teamzy, which is pretty cool. So if you're in Chrome, like I am, if you're using Google Chrome, we even have an extension that does it for you with one click, which is pretty cool. So let's say you want to do your Facebook people, you could just go to this page and you click sync and it syncs it, which is pretty cool. So I'm just going to sneak out of there though. We're not ready for that yet. So you're going to get all your contacts into Teamzy. You want to get your team into Teamzy. You want to get your customers into Teamzy, and then you want to get any other list like your social media list into Teamzy. Now, what's going to happen for you guys is no more pads of paper, no more random spreadsheets or Asanas you haven't updated, Trello boards you haven't updated, digging through your phone, trying to remember who you messaged. You're going to be so organized once everything's in one place. Teamzy's cloud-based, which means you'll always have access to it, right? How many of you have a smartphone near you right now? Anyone who didn't raise their hand is going, I need to turn off my camera and go find my phone. Where is it? Right? We feel like separation anxiety from our phones. So if you have your phone, you have Teamzy, you have your list, you have everything access all the time, right? Now, the other thing that Teamzy does, which is pretty cool, is Teamzy actually cycles all of your contacts to your dashboard. I'm going to show you this in a second so that nobody can fall through the cracks. So once they're in Teamzy and you're using Teamzy, you really cannot mess this up. Okay. So You guys are looking at the Teamzy dashboard right now. I'm just going to give you a quick tour of a couple of things and we'll dive into how to do a power hour. So notice right here where it says today's activities. These are the goals that we set. We set an annual goal. Now Teamzy is going to focus in on today. So Teamzy's always focused in on today. Hold on, I'll let the dog out. When they got to go, right? Okay. So Teamzy is always focused on today. Now, this is an important concept. If you want to have a business that's big, how many of you want to have a business that's big? If you want to have a business that's big, you got to have a focus that's small. And the only day that the Lord has given you is today. That's it. Okay. You've got today. So we've set an annual goal. Teamzy's like, okay, great. We'll keep that in the background. Today, this is what you need to do. And you can see my goals up there: 9 prospects, 6 customers, 4 distributors. I need to connect with them. Now, I am not going to send them some cheesy sales script, some go for no script. I'm going to connect. I'm going to invest time, connect personally. Does this make sense? Now, I'm going to show you guys how to do this. It's very simple. But the goal when connecting is this. It's just this: make their day, make their day. Okay, just make their day. I call it the make someone's day mindset. We used to have t-shirts that said hashtag make someone's day mindset. Make someone's day. That's the mindset I want you to be in. Now, if you focus on that, you're going to get great results. If you're sitting here going, oh my gosh, I got to hit my numbers, I'm not going to qualify if I don't, it's not going to work. Are you with me? So how many of you would rather just focus on making people's day anyway? It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Okay. Then I've got a goal right here. The next one I want you to see is shares. Okay. Shares. My goal is to share 3 times. When you set up Teamzy, I think it defaults to once a day. But a share is when you share the products with somebody, like a product solution to help them, or you're sharing the business opportunity. So you're not going to share every time you message. Does this make sense? It's like, again, going back to my wife, walking across the bar, church, wherever you met, and saying, marry me. Like, I don't even know your name. It's not going to work, right? No, you don't start a conversation with the proposal. You start a conversation with hello. So we want to start conversations. And this is one of the most important concepts, is starting conversations every day is how we build momentum in the business. I believe the go for no scripts end conversations. That's not the goal. Okay. So I've also got a goal of ads, which is just adding new people to Teamzy. You want to keep adding new people, meeting new people, adding people. Oh, I hadn't thought of cousin Billy, and add him to Teamzy. Stay in touch with him. Are you with me? Okay, great. People always say, what about my sideline sisters and brothers? Should I have them in my Teamzy? And I'm just going to answer that question ahead of time to save you the trouble of asking me. If you want to have a relationship with them, yes. If you don't like them, then no. Why would you stay in touch with them? Okay, so hey, you've got both. Let's be honest, you've got both. Okay, so let's show you how to do this. So what's pretty cool about this is we've got Teamzy's CRM, right? Some of you heard Elka say that, and we're probably like, what is she talking about? CRM stands for Contact Relationship Manager. In other words, this is like your electronic Rolodex. How many of you are old enough to remember Rolodexes? I am too, but I didn't know everyone was going to just give me that. That's okay though. Yeah. So it's like your electronic Rolodex. So everyone's in here. You got all the contact information. We actually have data fields for their dog pets names. So we didn't customize that for you guys. That's just in there. But, like my background, a little side note, my background is helping real estate people. Primarily, that's who I've coached and consulted over the year, real estate people. Do we have any real estate agents also on this call who are also real estate agents? And one of the things that I always taught my real estate people was to buy gifts for the pets when people bought a new home. And so this was the least expensive thing, and people die over it, which is when people buy a home, you get new, they cost like $5 or less. You get the pet's name with the new address engraved, the little, what do you call those things? You put them on their collar. Anyways, you get those done for the pets, $5 each. They don't put it in a pretty box, and people just weep over it. It's like, right? So anyways, so you guys know what I'm talking about. Little ways that you can connect with people. So Teamzy's got everybody in here. They're all organized. We have all their information. We can look up anything we want, right? That's great. That's the dull and boring stuff. What it does, which is really cool, is it kind of mines that data every day and says, okay, Eric, here's who I want you to reach out to today. You don't have to think or plan or do anything. Just reach out to this list. Okay. And it cycles through intelligently. So if you look at my Power Hour module right here, this is where I do my work. And so Teamzy's just giving me lists of just 5 people at a time. That keeps me focused, keeps me from getting overwhelmed. And I've got 4 lists: prospects, customers, distributors, and my follow-ups list. Okay. And then on the left, it tells me who to connect with. On the right, I have a little area where I log what the message I sent was. So it's recorded in Teamzy. And as soon as I record a message, it resets their clock. So just really quick, excuse me, I have a sneeze. It's coming. It's coming. Let me mute you. It's not going to come now that I'm planning for it. Okay. Right? Now that I'm planning for it, it's like, nah, forget it. We're not coming. So Teamzy's telling me who to connect with. Now, you notice next to their names, there's a number. Those numbers represent how many stars I've given them: 5 stars, 4 stars, 3 stars, 2 stars. So you do a quick, simple rank of your people, and that kind of triggers the algorithm in Teamzy. The stars are how often they come up. So 5-star people are your best relationships. They come up first, and they repeat every 30 days. So you don't have to remember to follow up or anything. You can, if they don't respond or whatever, they just cycle through and they come back in 30 days. 4-star people come back in 60 days, 3-star people in 90 days, 2-star people in 120 days. Does it make sense? So not everybody's going to be every 30 days. You don't have a relationship like that with that many people, but you'll be able to stay in touch with a vast number of people by connecting every 3 months, right? 3 months goes by so quick. I mean, you'd be surprised. Every day you're connecting with people, Teamzy, creating relationships, building relationships. It's like magical things that happen. So Teamzy's telling me who to connect with. I'm going to show you guys how to do the Power Hour. So your Teamzy set up, you log in, you're ready to go. Whether you're doing this on your phone or doing this on the desktop like I'm showing you, you're ready to go. So the first person on my list is Elka. I'm going to send her a message. My goal is to make her day. It's that simple. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, I've got Facebook open right here. I'm going to message her on Facebook. Okay. But before I do that, I need to figure out what I'm going to say to her. How many of you struggle with how to quickly and efficiently do this? Yeah. Okay. So when we launched Teamzy, I would do these team calls and teams would go, man, Eric, you're so good at this. It just rolls off your tongue. I don't know what to say. So after being pestered for a long time, I put my scripts in Teamzy for you. So my scripts are in Teamzy for you to use. Okay. Even in the free trial, you guys can get a hold of these scripts and look at them. Okay. So what I'm going to do to get a script is I'm going to go right here where it says scripts, click on it. And then what kind of script you want, I'm going to message her on Facebook. So I'll grab that list. And then I've got some choices. So I'll just take the first one off the top of the list. Connect number 1. Here's how it reads. It says, hi, Jane, just stopping by to say hello. How are you? I hope your day is awesome. So simple, you guys. This script works so well. I mean, it's like amazing how many people have used it. It's so simple, but the idea is people respond to it. So we're going to click on copy script. So now it's copied to my clipboard. What I'm going to do is I'm going to paste it in here so I can do some editing, change the name. Unless her name's Jane, but her name's not. So change the name. I don't know what you want to do to customize it. Maybe put some emojis in there. Let's see here. What do we got? A little smiley face. Right? Whatever you want to do to customize this, to personalize it just a little bit, but don't rewrite the language that much because it's really refined down to get great response. Again, it's not salesy. It's just, hi, how are you? So just if you guys look at the psychology of this, it's non-threatening. It's not salesy. It's focused on her and it's well-wishing. So people smile and respond. Okay. So I'm just going to copy this and then I'm going to go send it to her on Facebook. So I've got that right here in another tab. We're going to look her up. There she is. Paste that in there and hit send. Now, don't stare at this screen and overthink. Just send it. Are you with me? You guys know who you are. You know who you are. Okay, so that's been sent. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to complete logging this. That was a Facebook message. Hit the big blue button that says log connect and it's gone. Now notice that she's gone off my list. My list has slid up 1 notch. And if you look up here, you can see I've got 1 complete, 8 to go. Next person on my list is Jay. I'm going to send her that same script. I'll just paste it in there again and change the name from Elka to Jay. super easy. You guys see how easy this is? Now, even though I've got to copy and paste because Facebook doesn't allow you to sync up, it's still super fast and easy. Look, she's already responding. See how well this works? So I'm going to look up my friend Jay. We're going to send her a message. Now, of course, you can also save their Facebook links, Messenger links in Teamzy. So you can just click it. I haven't bothered to do that. So we sent Jay the message. Great. We log it. Moving down my list, you can see I've got 2 done, 7 to go. So I'm just going to work my way down this list and send this message to each person. Now, it didn't take me very much time to send each one, did it? But when they receive it, they know that it's personalized, that I took the time to send them that message. So it has value, right? Now, just a little key, little pro tip on this. Always put their first name in the first message of a new chat. Okay? Don't do, hey girl, especially if it's not a girl, right? But, you know, hey friend, like that's nice and all, but it sounds generic. It sounds generic. So that's why we use the first name when you're starting a new chat. Okay. If you're texting people and not using social media to message, always put your name in that first chat too. Hey, Elka, it's Eric, right? So that she knows who it's coming from.
Who is this?
All right, somebody's unmuted. Let's get in here and mute everybody again.
Hey, Angela, can you?
I got it. Okay. All right. No big deal. Happens. Okay. So we're going to go down the prospects list until this circle is all the way blue. And then we're going to toggle over to customers and we'll start working down our customer list. Now, this is really fun. It's exactly the same thing. Deborah comes up. I'll get a script just to make her day. Okay. I got a couple little different scripts here with customers. I like this one, how are you enjoying the products? Send me an update. Let me know how I can be of help. Simple, right? Take out the word, just so you guys know, take out the word, the products, and put in what they're using. Please don't send the products in brackets. Okay. So you get the idea here. Change the name, change that. Also, I love this one. This is my favorite one to send to customers, which is just, hey, Jane, just checking in to see if there's anything I can do to make your day.
Where's my babies? Come here, Miss Smokey.
Okay, just check in to see if there's anything I can do
Smokey.
to make your day.
Smokey. Hi, Smokey. Oh, that's
Hey,
Smokey.
Angela.
Are you serious?
Thank you.
Freak. The cats keep walking across my phone. I'm doing chores. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Okay, got her. Okay, so just checking to see if there's anything I can do to make your day. I love that one for customers. So just checking in with customers. Now, really quick, do you guys see how easy this is? So you go through your prospects, then you go through your customers. If you have 3 customers, this is going to be fast. If you have hundreds of customers, you're going to be so glad you have Teamzy, right? Okay, so you're going to go through the same thing. You're going to work your way down your customer list until your daily goal's done. Then you're going to come over to your pet pros. You're going to connect with your pet pros. Now, before I move on to pet pros, let me just say one thing about customers. This is your gold mine. I don't care if they bought 1 dog toy. Like, this is somebody who trusts you enough to actually purchase something from you. They're worth 1,000 new followers or more than 1,000 new followers on Instagram. Are you guys with me? Treat them like gold. The key to any business is treat your customers like gold. You guys get this. And so what we want to do is we want to just stay in touch with them, just be present, be friendly, connect, just love on them. And here's what happens. When you're in regular contact with your customers, they order more product. Statistically, they'll order more product and they'll retain longer. Okay. So they'll order more product and they'll retain longer. So that's the key. Like, if they get one little thing, that's great. Stay in touch. You'd be amazed. You don't have to go, hey, do you want to add to your order? It's just like, how the heck are you? Did you have a great Christmas? And they're like, I'm so glad you reached out. I was just thinking of calling you. I want to try the food now, right? So are you with me? So this is what happens. So we want to be in regular contact. People will order more and then will retain longer. The other thing that is the key piece to growing the business. How many of you want to grow your business and you don't want to burn out doing it? This is a whole nother training. If I had another, well, you guys will find out. I do trainings that last like weeks. I need weeks to teach this. But the point is, where do you find customers that you love working with? Do you guys have customers that you love? How many of you have customers that you just love? Like, oh my gosh, yeah. So where do you find more of them? So I'm going to state the obvious because you guys all understand this at an intuitive level, but the best place to find great customers is from the ones you already have, right? So how do you get them to introduce you to friends and family? How does that happen? I'm just going to tell you guys, when you're in regular contact with them, it's much easier to ask for those introductions. If you're not in contact, you're not serving people, it comes across really weird when you're like out of the blue. Introduce me to your friends, right? But when I'm talking to Elka and we're just chit-chatting and she's telling me how, how much her pets loved their Christmas gifts and how much they just went berserk over them, it's going to be easy for me to go, well, before I get too busy this month, Elka, I'm sure you have friends or family that saw how much your pets were loving those. Do you have anybody who would like to learn more about, about what we're doing? Could you introduce them to me? Whatever's easiest, just like a quick chat on Facebook message or on text. Just introduce me in a chat, I'll get them some more info. So this is so huge. You got to be in regular contact with your customers so that they can feel good about introducing you to friends and family. This is how you grow the business. After a while, when you guys start getting critical mass in your business by relationship, you really don't have to do any outside marketing. Those relationships generate introductions at such a high rate that your business grows. How fun is that? Isn't that cool? Yeah, so that's the ultimate goal of learning how to do this and how to build these relationships so you can get to that place. Okay, the next list is your team. We are going to go through your team and make their day too and lift them up and stay in touch with them. Now, when you have 2 people on your team, again, this is easy. As your team grows, this helps you manage all those relationships. But it's really important that your team feels the love. As you get bigger and bigger and bigger, you're going to do things like having team chats and having Facebook groups and doing Zoom calls, which is great. But I tell you what, man, when they get a text from you out of the blue, just thinking of you today, how the heck are you? Oh my gosh, it's huge. And the thing that trainers in our business don't really talk about, everyone talks about getting recruits. Everyone talks about getting customers, right? How many talk about retention? Because we work hard to build our teams and people quit like crazy, don't they? So industry-wide, the quit rate is 50% a year. 50% of this industry turns over every year. Think about that. And what do we know that makes people successful? Well, in many cases, just helping them stick with it long enough, right? And so what makes people stick with it? What makes people want to stay? It's relationship. It's relationship. It's not money. We're not really motivated by money. I mean, we need money, but we're not really motivated by money. Look, if we were all motivated by money, we'd all be wealthy. It's true. We'd all be wealthy. I had a mentor who said, we're all motivated to survive and we're doing great so far. Right? But really what motivates us is relationship, it's connection, it's a sense of belonging. And that's how you build that with your team, is by staying in touch with them. It's really simple because it's that spending time with them that it slips your mind. But they come up on Teamzy, it's like, okay, I'm going to message them. When your whole team's on Teamzy, it becomes a little tongue in cheek because you're like, what's up, Amy? You're number 1 on Teamzy today. How the heck are you? And she's like, how funny. You came up on my Teamzy today too. And so it's all good because at least you know that your leader is prioritizing you, putting you on their list and making an intentionality to stay in touch. Make sense? Okay, so the first half of the power hour, I know I'm at my time limit, so let me speed this up and then we'll do some Q&A. First half of the power hour is the first 3 lists: prospects, customers, distributors, just sending messages to make their day. That's it, just sending messages, not even having a conversation yet. Okay. My goal was to send 20 messages. If you can't do that in 30 minutes, then you need to turn off the distractions. That's something you can do pretty quick. Okay. So that's the first half of the power hour. The second half of the power hour is my follow-ups list. If I have any follow-ups that are due, I want to send those. So just really quick, you notice there's nobody on my follow-ups. They're not automatic. Everybody cycles automatically through these lists: prospects, customers, and distributors. But I set a follow-up if I want to talk to them at a specific time. But I want you guys to understand the intention of the follow-ups list is these are people I've shared with. The follow-ups list, how many of you have done sales of some type in the past? So the follow-ups list, this is your pipeline. to use a sales term. This is your pipeline. So we're starting conversations with prospects, customers, distributors. We're staying in touch. We're loving on them. We're connecting. We're making their day. When that conversation progresses to a share, hey, let me show you this amazing business opportunity. Or, hey, let me show you some of these products. Now they go on a follow-ups list. Now this is somebody who's interested, and I'm going to follow up professionally. Make sense? I'm still going to be friendly. I'm still going to be me, but now they're going to see what kind of a pro I am. So let me just give you a quick example. And I wish I could spend more time on this example because I love teaching this stuff. But I messaged Elka. She said hi. I said hi. She said hi back. In fact, let's look at her message. I'm great. Thank you. How are you? So this is a perfect example of a great message, great response, right? She sent me a nice response, and this could easily fizzle into nothing quickly. Are you guys with me? Or I'm going to send her one of my little scripts that I feel like really starts conversations. I'm going to share it with you guys. I'm going to say something like, I can't even type. So I asked her to tell me about her holidays, and I used a very important phrase, which is send me an update. Send me an update. Did you do anything fun over the holiday? Send me an update. And Elka, you don't have to respond to that live. It's all good. But the point is send me an update. It makes it easy for her to respond without feeling awkward. Like, oh, okay, I can do that. What have you been up to? It's been forever. We haven't talked since high school. Send me an update. Tell me what's going on in your life. Then people will give you an update. Now you have something to talk about, right? So as I'm talking to her, and as we're basically, what usually happens is people will give you an update on what's going on in their life, right? And just be interested. And sometimes this conversation will progress to a great conversation. Sometimes it'll fizzle out. No big deal. They come back up on Teamzy automatically in a couple months. Over time, that conversation gets going. Make sense? But let's say in this case, because she's just such a great conversationalist, we're messaging back and forth over a few days. She's telling me what's going on in her life. Now, what am I going to do? What's the reciprocation? I'm going to tell her what's going on in my life, right? And so part of what you're going to do is you are going to tell them about PawTree. So it's part of your life, is it not? So how many of you guys struggle over, oh my gosh, when do I bring up the business? How do I do this? It's not a big deal. It's part of your life. So it's like, hey, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. My kids are doing this. This is great. Did I tell you about my new business I started? It's awesome. It's with a company called PawTree. Why do I love PawTree? I'm going to tell you. Okay. It's so simple. Now I'm just going to give you 2 little bullet points. You guys write these down. This is what you want to communicate. What you do and why you're passionate about it. What you do and why you're passionate about it. Okay. Because when you tell somebody that hey, I got this new business, it's PawTree. By the way, did you notice that I specifically told them it's a business and that it's called PawTree? Do you guys remember my rant at the beginning of this call about people keeping it all a secret? Just tell them what it is. They're going to find out eventually. You might as well just open with it. Okay. Just open with it, because we only hide stuff we're ashamed of. Go straight for it. Be proud. Loud and proud. Okay. This is what I'm doing. This is why I'm passionate about it. When you tell people that you're doing something new and you're passionate about it, they're always excited for you. Always. How many of you wish you could go back and have everybody be excited for you? So now going forward, we're going to do that. We're going to get them excited for you. They're going to be excited about it. Oh, that's great. Good for you, Elka. That's great. Now at this point, they're not thinking, oh, I can't wait for her to make an offer. I can't wait to buy her products. They may even be thinking, this is great. Please don't try to sell me anything right now. Right? It could be. That's natural. How many of you guys would be thinking that? So, but that's okay, because what we've done is we've had a great conversation. We've showed them that we care about them. We've been interested in them, and we've now let them know that we're doing something we're passionate about. They're excited for us, which is great. And so what we can do is I'm just going to teach you guys this real simple way to kind of leave it with them, see if they're interested at all right now, which is something like, yeah, it's been amazing. And, you know, if you know anybody who you think might be interested in learning more, let me know. Or even if you'd like to learn more, just let me know. I'd be happy to get you more info. That's it. Okay. Because then if they're not interested, we still had a great conversation. Our relationship's not damaged and the door's open for me to message them again in 2 months when they come on Teamzy again. What's going to happen after this messaging interaction with the people who are not interested? They're going to be all over my social media. They're going to be on my website. They're going to want to know all about it. They're going to go and look at all the products. This is a completely different person the next time I message them. Does this make sense? Because I've let them now slate their curiosity. So now they're going to come back and when I message them again, a lot of times they'll ask questions about it on their own, right? So, but then you will get people that are like, yeah, it sounds amazing. I would like to learn more about it. Great. So this is an example. I'm going to take Elka now and I'm going to get her into a share. I'm going to share this opportunity with her and then I'm going to log it in Teamzy, put her on my follow-ups list. Let me just kind of show you how this works. So she's like, yeah, I think I would like to learn more. I was like, great. Best thing for us to do is just to jump on a quick Zoom. Do you have time right now if I send you a link? You know, oh, you don't have time right now? Great. Here's a couple of times that I have open. Which one do you want? Great. Let's get on Zoom. We'll talk more. Then we can get off chat. Great. So I like to get face-to-face. So I'd get on Zoom or FaceTime, whatever you guys have, use that. So we get on a Zoom. We have a great conversation. I can share everything I want. We can have a great talk. I can see her face, right? She can see mine. And in this Zoom call, I'm now sharing the business opportunity. So how do I log this in Teamzy? Let me just show you. So if you notice right now on my dashboard, she's not there anymore because I already connected with her. She's kind of gone into the background, right? So what I can do is I can use this lookup right here to find her. Okay, and that brings me to her record in Teamzy. So here's a record in Teamzy, and you can see like there's the message I sent her, right? So now what I want to do is I'm going to click on connect so I can log this Zoom call. So this was a video chat. I'll have all my notes from our Zoom in here. And then I'm right here on the bottom left where it says share. I'm going to toggle that off connect and put it on business opportunity. Okay. Now, as soon as I did that, you notice that this little calendar turned on. That's the follow-up. It defaulted to 2 days in the future, puts her on my follow-ups list. As soon as I told Teamzy it was a share, it put her on my follow-ups list. Now, I always want to follow up the next day. So I'm going to change that to tomorrow. And then when I log the connect, if you look at a record, you can see there's our Zoom logged with the notes. And then there is the follow-up scheduled. If I go to the dashboard, tomorrow, when I'm doing my power hour, I connect with prospects, customers, distributors, and then I go to my follow-ups list. There she is, due tomorrow. So the second half of the power hour is working the follow-ups list and seeing who's due today. And sending a follow-up is just like sending a connect. It's just a message. You just send it. So easy, you guys. How many of you guys are afraid of rejection? You don't have to even talk to anybody. Don't worry. It's so easy. So what we're going to do again is we're going to send her a follow-up message. Now you can go to my scripts. I put 10 follow-up messages in here for you. They're in order, 1 through 10. You guys can count. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to grab one. They're called follow-up. There it is, follow-up 1. So here's the first follow-up message. Hi, Jane, just checking in like I promised I would. What questions you have for me? So just a little pro tip as we do this, you do it the same way, right? You paste it in, you change the name. When you're talking to this person and sharing with them the business opportunity, sharing with them the products, always tell them you're going to follow up the next day to see if they have any questions. Okay. Why do I do this? Tell them you're going to follow up the next day to see if they have any questions, then do it. So what you've done is you've made a promise and kept it. Like those little things that you do in a relationship, they build trust. So tell them you're going to follow up. They're like, wow, okay, great. First thing they did, they followed through on. Okay, are you guys with me? So there it is. I've got this the way I want it. We're going to go send it to her. Super easy. She's still up. I don't have to look her up. Paste in that follow-up. Just checking in like I promised I would. What questions you have for me? Boom. You log this follow-up in Teamzy, and Teamzy is going to ask you, okay, did that complete the follow-up you had scheduled? Yes, it did. Leave that checked. Add another follow-up. I don't know if she's going to respond, so I want to get a new follow-up set just in case she doesn't, right? So let's say it's Monday, I'll follow up, let's say Thursday. So just set the new follow-up. You can leave yourself a note. Okay. FU2, by the way, that means follow-up number 2, just to clarify. All right. All right. So that's just my shorthand. So now, yep. So this completes today's and sets a new one. Great. You guys see how easy this is? So the way Teamzy works is you've got all your relationships in Teamzy, they cycle through. You come into your power, it says, here's who to connect with, start conversations. Okay. And so just real quick on this, before we get into Q&A, I'm going to do Q&A in a second. I'm just going to give you guys these are the stages of momentum. This business is built only through momentum. There's no other way to build the business. You can't build a slow and steady network marketing business. Slow and steady means static in network marketing. You got to have momentum if you want it to grow, right? And so how we get into momentum is these are the things you have control over. One, are you creating conversations every day? Are you creating conversations every day? Two, are you continuing conversations moving toward a share? Okay. Three, are you sharing every day? Okay, and remember, sharing is products or business opportunity. And four, are you following up on shares moving towards a close? Those are the four things to be doing daily to be in momentum: creating conversations, continuing conversations towards a share, sharing, following up on shares. Are you with me? This is what Teamzy is designed for you to do. You cannot control results, but you control activity, what you put into it. Okay, so just really quick, I'm going to do Q&A, but let me just finish this presentation really quick. Let's see, I've got a couple action steps for you. I want to show you more, but I know it. Wait, that's not what I want. I don't want Teamzy. I want my presentation. So, sorry, I'm sniffling. We just had COVID like rip through the house this week. They say it was COVID. It felt like a cold. I guess we're blessed. We got the easy version. COVID's easier now. It's getting easier, getting softer and gentler. So just going through real quick, some of the things that you get with Teamzy, so then we can do some Q&A. Remember, it's a full-fledged CRM, but it also has the special Power Hour module, which helps you know exactly what you're going to do, with whom, what to say, and make sure that nobody falls through the cracks. But you will always be able to find every contact, every customer, every conversation. It's all logged in Teamzy. You've got the intelligent module built in to crush your Power Hour. You'll be able to view and track leads as you go. Also get your team motivated. We didn't get into it, but Teamzy has this really cool team report where your team members can be connected to your Teamzy and share with you their activities, which is pretty neat. And you'll be able to track your performance as you go, which is a huge piece for growing your business. Okay, also included in Teamzy is my Scripps library. You guys got a little preview of those today. There's over 100 scripts in here. These are not cheesy sales scripts. These are conversational scripts, okay? They're designed for Facebook Messenger, text, any type of touch point. I even have some scripts to help you start writing a personal card to somebody in there. Okay, just so you guys know. But they're a collection of conversation starters, staying in touch, following up, and reconnecting. Okay, and also I didn't show you this, but you can create your own scripts and save them in Teamzy, have them in there, which is pretty cool. If anyone wants more info on that in Q&A, ask me, I'll go into it. Has this training been helpful so far? You guys know I can tell I have a passion for training people. I love training people. Built the software so I wouldn't have to do any training, and then realized people benefit with the training. So we included a whole suite of trainings in Teamzy. So you guys don't have to purchase anything additional to get this ultimate mindset training suite. But I want to point it out because, especially this being January, this is going to be hugely beneficial to you. The first 4 trainings that are in here are goal setting trainings. Okay. So I call it goal setting on steroids. How many of you are old enough to get that on steroids comment? My kids are like, what does that mean? I go, don't worry about it. It just means really big. Okay. Goal setting on steroids. So we're going to talk about your BHAGs, your big, hairy, audacious goals. These are the ones that if you say out loud, your spouse laughs. Okay. We're going to teach you how to make SMART goals. These are the ones you'll achieve in 2022. SMART goals. We'll also teach you how to create a personal business standard. Personal business standard is something that a business owner does daily to build their business. We'll also help you find your why. The why is different than the goals. You guys get that, right? Your why is the emotion behind the goals. See, we work emotionally, justify logically. Sales is that way too, right? Purchases are made emotionally, justified logically. You have to figure out what the emotion is that drives you so that you can get to your goals. I believe the reason why people quit in our business is because they don't know their why. They don't know their why, right? It's not strong enough. It's easy to blow off the work when you don't know the why. And then also deeper trainings on relationship marketing. So that's all included, this training suite, which is cool. There's downloadable workbooks, fill-ins, everything with these, which is really nice. All right, so here's some action steps. First off, if you're not already using Teamzy, go to teamzy.com, start your 14-day free trial. Okay, start your 14-day free trial. If you're already in a free trial, get your subscription set up so that you don't miss a beat when it ends. Okay. Oh wait, this is the wrong slide. So I don't have a special offer, unfortunately. Sorry, guys. Teamzy is $29.99 a month for access to Teamzy, full access. So it's really inexpensive, less than $1 a day, okay, to get your Teamzy subscription. You can save some money if you do a full year subscription, okay? And I'm going to talk to Elka this week about seeing if we can get something set up as far as a discount and stuff for you guys. So, but I can't promise that yet. We're going to talk a little bit and see what we can do. But it's $29.99 a month to get started with Teamzy, $1 a day to have your business plan. It's no brainer. You write it off your tax end of the year, go to town. But I'm going to give you a couple of action steps. One is once you get into your free trial, click the community link on the side and join our Facebook community. There's a great community of people using Teamzy. You can connect with them. You can look up questions. We also have an amazing help center in there where you can get help from our staff if you need help with Teamzy. But I also want to recommend that as you guys, how many of you guys are going to try it out? Check it out. Hopefully everybody, if you spent this much time with me, I mean, what a waste if you don't now. But get a partner, like partner up. 2, even groups of 3 are even better, right? 3 braided cord is the hardest to break, right? So what you're going to do with a partner is you're going to say, okay, let's do this together. Let's commit to doing it and hold each other accountable to it. So share your goals with each other. And what happens is if you don't partner up or get in a group of 3, you're going to sign, all of you guys are going to sign up for the free trial. And then a lot of you would never log in again. It's just the way we are, right? But if you're holding each other accountable and saying, let's do this together, then you're going to get great results. And here's what I want you to do is when you've done your Teamzy work for the day, now you may not get 100%. In the beginning, you're not going to get 100% done, okay? You're just not going to get to the shares right away, right? It's not going to be perfect. But when you get your work done in Teamzy, I want you to screenshot it and send it to your partner or partners. Say, boom, done, which is the most annoying thing you could do because they haven't done theirs yet. But it's going to give them a little kick in the pants to get theirs done and message it back to you. If you guys do this in the free trial, you're going to get great results. Does that make sense? You're going to get great results because it takes you from putting a toe in the water and like diving in. So hopefully that helps. All right. So now that I've got that out of the way, let's go ahead and open it up to questions. I know I've gone a little over today. Like I said, first one of the year, I'm excited. But if you've got questions, just unmute yourself, ask away. I'm happy to go for it with you.
I'll go first. Hey, Eric, I'm Mandy.
Mandy.
I saw a couple of people that mentioned they couldn't find an app for it. Is that, I imagine that, is that something you guys are working on Android, or is it just, we just go to the website and just log in from the website?
Yeah, we have a mobile website. And that's the way most people use it, is on the mobile website. So you would just use Chrome or Safari. And then what you can do is save it onto your phone, and it's like having an app. You know, you have like the thing there. We are working on an app. We've been working on it for a little bit of time. The challenge with the app is simplifying. The website can do a lot of stuff because it has more real estate, right? Simplifying the app. But the mobile website works great. And almost everything you can do on the website, you can do on the mobile once you kind of figure out the navigation. So, yep.
Thank you.
For those of you that are Android, because I am an Android user, you guys can take the website and you can actually save it as if it was an app on your phone.
Right.
So you just click on it and boom, I'm automatically in Teamzy and it tells me what to do on the mobile. So it's like having an app without having an app.
Yeah.
Called a shortcut.
Yeah.
It's a shortcut. Yes. Yeah. And then on your phone, what you're going to do is you just toggle between apps. So what I love about the phone is you have everything on your phone, right? So you can toggle on Facebook. I can do all my social media. I can text, right? You can just toggle back and forth and log as you go. So once you get it set up, probably a lot of you are going to live on your phone in Teamzy. Yes, Joe, go ahead.
So I would like to, and I don't know if there's time for this or if this would need to be another call, but I would really like to learn more about the team function in there that you mentioned.
Yeah. So the way it works is if you go to let me share my screen, go into Teamzy with you real quick. So on the left where it says team report, if you click on that, so this has my data for today. Now, if you want to invite a team member, you click on that and you just put in their email address and it sends them a permission email. So they have to give you permission to see their stats. Okay. But this doesn't share with you the names of their contacts or any contact info. It just shows you how many connects they've done, how many follow-ups they've done, how many shares, right? Ads, things like that. So you can see their stats. Now, you can also, if you have your team in Teamzy, you can click on invite your entire team and it'll send a bulk invite email to every single person on your team all at once. So use that with caution. They might all say yes. What's interesting is so this is really cool. So let me let me come out of here. I'm going to log into Teamzy on another browser so I can show you one that has people in it. But I do these boot camps, Teamzy boot camps, like 4 a year, that are like a 6-week training program. And everyone in my boot camp is on my team report, right? And so one of the things that I do with this is every week I do a leaderboard. Who are the people who did the most activities this week? We do a leaderboard, we celebrate them. But the team report also shows you who's not working. So it gives you an opportunity to reach out to people and encourage them and say, hey, is everything okay? Hey, I noticed you're usually my rock star. I noticed you're not logging in Teamzy this week. What's going on? Right? So let me just log into this and I'll give you a quick show on this. We'll do it on Safari. Okay, good. I'm already logged in. So let me go in here and go to my team report. So this is going to be a real, a lot of my accounts are demo accounts. This is my actual Teamzy account. And so it has my actual team reports. Let's see if this one is still active. What was the last one I did? It was boot camp, right? Okay. Hold on, my computer's being slow. Come on, there you go. Okay, because I'm not in a boot camp. That team report is, it's not there. Okay, well, you get the idea. If you see, sorry, I wanted to show that to you, but I don't have an active one right now. We have a new program starting in a couple of weeks called Lead, which is our leadership development program. It's a 4-week leadership program. Is it 4 weeks? Yeah, it's 4 weeks. So I'll have a new one then. But you see everybody in the group, you see what they've done today. And if they're not working, there's a little sleepy emoticon with the Z's, right? And if they do a certain number, they get a flame. If they do a certain number, they get 2 flames. And people are always going crazy trying to get the 2 flames on their activities. And then when I do the leaderboards, I do the 2 flame people, the 1 flame people, right? And so some people, who's competitive? Do we have any competitive people on the team?
I was just gonna say.
The competitive people like that, and it drives them to do more, right? Because here's the bottom line is this is what I've learned in all my years as a coach, as a professional coach. Great people, they don't work for themselves. They work for others. They work for others. Like we just, if it's just for ourselves, we just are not really driven. Like we're driven to help our family, or we're driven to win a competition, or we're driven to not let somebody down that we care about, or we're driven for acceptance, or we're driven for accolade. Like all of us, it's all about other people, what other people think of us. And I'm not putting judgment on that. What I'm saying is leverage that. Let's just face it. That's the way we're wired. Leverage it and put everything in your life that leverages those emotions to help you be successful. So if your why, like my emotional why was my kids, like I had pictures of my kids on my computer because it would guilt me into doing the work when I didn't want to do it. I have an accountability partner who I don't want to let down, holding me accountable, right? I'm on a leaderboard. I want to get on that leaderboard because I'm competitive. I want my team to see that I'm kicking butt. So I want, right? So use all those things to help you be successful. Does that make sense? If you try to build this business by yourself, only answerable to yourself, it's really easy to blow off. It's really just easy to blow it off. You blow it off one day, you blow it off another day, you blow it off 3 days in a row, and now you're way out of momentum. anything, I had a good friend of mine who was a personal trainer. He said, if you skip anything important, any important habit, you skip it 3 days in a row, you've just blown up your consistency. So use that, you guys. Like if you're on day 2, like I got to do it today. If you go 3 days in a row, it's like eating healthy or working out. You take 3 days off. It's really hard to get back into it, isn't it? So hopefully that helps. Was that cool? Yeah. Who else has a question? Go ahead and ask away, you guys.
Okay. I already did my free trial and then it expired. So am I going to have to go and upload everything again, or is everything saved?
Everything will still be there when you log back in.
Okay.
Yep. We keep
Thanks.
that data for a while before we delete it. I think, you know, what's funny is we hadn't deleted any data, and then we deleted data from like 2015.
Oh.
And we immediately had 3 or 4 people come back that were like, oh, I'm coming back. And so then they had to go restore all deleting the data. I mean, like we use Microsoft Cloud Services. So the data is stored in like 4 global redundant locations. So if a nuclear bomb blows up the Pacific Northwest, unless that's where you live, the data is still going to be there. That they'll just have to recover it. It'll recover from another data center, right? Like, so it's going to be really hard. So it takes us a while to wipe stuff out, but we can usually recover stuff if you say delete it, and then you say, no, don't delete it. We usually can still get it in time.
Okay. Yeah, it hasn't been that long, about a month or 2.
Oh yeah, it's there for sure. It's going to look exactly like you left it when you go back in there. Yep.
So can I just share like a quick testimony about what Teamzy did for me? I've used it officially for 30 days. I bought it in December and I wanted to hit reindeer games. How many of you guys saw PawTree's reindeer games? I was super motivated to get more than 20 tickets into reindeer games. And for me, I'm busy. I run this business. I run my husband's business. I have multiple things that are going on. And what I loved most about it was I took he talked about pipelines, right? We have our talk, share, ask pipeline, right? We talk to somebody, we share a video, we invite them to a webinar, and then we ask. Well, I was really good at talking. And I was really good at sharing. How many of you guys are really good at that stuff? I sucked at my follow-up because I would forget. And all of a sudden it'd be like the end of the month. And I'd be like, oh, I forgot to follow up with these 3 people. So I really took to heart and I was like, if I'm committed, I can show up to Eric today and I could look at him and say, your business did this for me. Like Teamzy did this for me. And so I worked really hard. And just with follow-ups from customers, I hit over $4,600 in new PV, or in just regular PV. And I had over $600 in the first 15 days of the month, which earned me tickets into the reindeer game, which PawTree paid for my Jeep. So I won because
Nice.
I purposefully and intentionally used Teamzy so I could come to you guys, have Eric here and say, I know that the other leaders in this company were really big on this, but I had to prove that it was worth it for my business. And I can only imagine with where I'm at today, where I get to be a year from now using this system and being super. So whether you're a new pet pro or you're a seasoned pet pro, if you're committed to making money and want to do this, this is something that I truly believe in. And so I want to share that.
That was awesome. I love that. And I love that you admitted the motivation for doing that was so that you could come before your team with integrity and say, yeah, I've used this for the past 30 days. And then what happened? She blew up her month. This is the thing. Like, that's why I say, like, use those motivations, you guys, whatever you need to do to get yourself in the rhythm. Teamzy's going to make it easy. This is like the tools, right? It's the tools that you need. It's everything that you need to get it done. Now, all you got to do is figure out why you want to do it and get after it. So thank you for sharing that. And congratulations on that month. That's awesome. And the best way to set up a big year is to have a big December.
Yeah. And I have to admit, like, it wasn't my biggest month, right? Like, but I was super intentional with the small things. Like, I went into December with an empty pipeline, friends, no vendor events, no networking things, absolutely nothing. So I worked with what was in my back office. I worked with those people that were on Facebook that I talked to, and Instagram, right? And TikTok and all the other platforms, right? So I came into it with nothing and I was like, well, let's see if this keeps me focused. And it really did, because I woke up every day. Google runs my life, Google schedule. And I put in there at 9 a.m. every day when I sit down, go to Teamzy, and I did my power hour, and I would send 50 plus messages. I would reach out. So you guys probably got a lot of messages before, 10 a.m. in the morning. That was because I sat down, and it was cool because come 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon, I was still getting messages from the work that I had put in that morning.
Yeah.
And so I was able to sit down, do the power hour, and then roll through my day and answer questions. And as, let's say, Joe reached out to me, I would schedule my next follow-up with Joe and Teamzy, and I would set it and I would forget it, and I could move on without my day. So now I feel like I can be super productive with very little time. So I just want to show that too. And I just shout out again to all the leaders that put me onto this. I'm going to take it to a whole new level. So thank you so much for bringing it into my awareness.
Awesome. I love that. You are a power hour boss now. Whoop, whoop. All right, we've got time for one more, then we'll send you on your way. Any other questions? Burning a hole. Okay, everyone's brain soggy at this point. Okay, well, I just want to say, first off, welcome to the Teamzy family. We're excited to have all of you. I know we're going to be, it's going to be an honor for us to be part of your business success this year in 2022. Thank you for spending some time with me today. We will get this recording to you guys probably in the morning. I'll send that over to you and you can share it, Elka. Thank you for inviting us tonight. We're excited to be here. God bless you all. And we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Thanks, Eric. Thanks.